Zhu. I am 28 years old. I was born in China, and I came to the United States when I was 2 years old, and grew up most of my life in South Dakota, and went to university at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The first thing, one of the reasons, I'm originally from South Dakota, and one of the reasons I went to college out of state was because I wanted to go and see the world. I had traveled and lived abroad in Africa, such as Mauritania and Senegal, Asia, such as Korea and China, and as well as Alaska. Because I've always had the passion to travel to many places, to learn new languages, to learn about new cultures. And one of my favorite things to do was to document my travels. I worked at a national park where there were a lot of brown bears. So there were bears everywhere, and I filmed nature, and I met up with videographers that worked for National Geographic, BBC, and from there I learned, I got more inspired to learn how to film. I first learned about the b-boy scene when I was in college. A couple of years after that, fast forward, ever since then, everywhere I went, whether it was Africa, whether it was Alaska, whether it was Korea, I danced.
Hi, my name is Danny Nguyen, also known as the Atomic Goofball, and I work as a professional breakdancer. I'm actually here to talk about Daniel Zhu. Recently, I had a personal project, a submission for Battle in Seoul, Korea. The top 6 b-boys in the world would get flown over to Seoul, Korea to compete. And with his help and everything like that, he was able to show me what I could do and help me harness my creativity and everything like that. And I actually was able to win.
I try to capture 2 things. I need to capture, obviously, of course, the dancer, and I need to capture the floor. Always capturing the floor from a very low angle is very important because aerial, the power moves that usually fly through the air, the really gymnastic stuff. And there's the footwork, which is we're on the ground, the groundwork. You want to see the foot move, shuffling back and forth, and doing all those intricate moves. If someone does a move, like for example a double backflip, and the crowd goes crazy, you always want the wide angle, high shot, just to see people jump around and go wild.
From my personal experience, a good videographer, you have to have good awareness of what's around you. For instance, you always have to be aware that, if the dancers move to one side of the corner, you got to be at an angle where you can shoot it. You got to be aware of the lighting, really important. Most dance events are in very bad lighting areas, such as clubs or inside really dark, grimy gyms. Know where to position your camera to get the best amount of light. If I'm doing interviews, and then all of a sudden I hear the MC saying, "All right, we got the semifinals battles right now," I need to hurry and get to my position right away. When it comes to videography, you also have to know who the dancers are, obviously. The questions to ask, you have to know a little bit about their backgrounds, just like any news reporter will have to do.